Alrighty, I think I am live. Happy Tuesday, everybody. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's up, y'all? Thank you all for joining me, whether you're coming from my email list, from Facebook, from Instagram, or right here in YouTube. It is going down, folks. I am breaking it all the way down, giving you the latest tea on how to conquer belly fat, how to demolish belly bloat so that you can reveal the beautiful, sexy abs that you already have. That is what we are talking about on today's live stream. Thank you all so much for joining. Hey, Toya, how's it going? What up, Blue Blue? Thank you guys so much for joining in. And we are going to get started pretty much within like the next minute or so. Just want to give people a couple of minutes to join in on the live. But thank you all for rocking with me and for tuning in. Really excited to do this particular live stream series. And I say series because, yes, there are going to be more live stream videos talking about how to get rid of belly fat and basically get a waist that's snatched. I'll be talking a little bit more about the different live streams that I'll be doing, giving you guys the updates on when I'll be coming on live and sharing. And don't worry, you will have access to all of these replays if you're not able to catch the live, or even if you do catch the live, you'll have access to the replay. It'll be on my YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Show me some love because it is going all the way down. What up, Tiffany? Tiffany, you're the bomb. Thank you, girl. Hey, thank you, Blue Blue. Appreciate it. Hope you guys are having a good week thus far. If you are seeing this face for the very first time, my name is Ashley, aka Fit Body by Ashley. I know a lot of you have come into my world through my YouTube dance fit videos. I am a certified fitness instructor. I'm also a motivational weight loss coach, and I help women conquer weight loss and transform their bodies using dance fitness as the catalyst. I show women how they can lose weight, build more confidence, and just create the happy, healthy lifestyle that they deserve and can enjoy moving forward. And I've worked with women all across the world. My videos and my coaching reaches people all over the world, and I've been helping women lose from the range of 5 pounds to all the way up to 85 pounds in the past couple of years that I've been coaching. So I've been really thankful and blessed that the content that I've been putting out and that my coaching has been making such an amazing difference in so many different people's lives. And so thank you guys for joining in today. Again, we are discussing belly fat and more specifically how to demolish it. I'm showing you today one exercise that you can do. In fact, this is, I feel, the number one exercise that you should do as often as you can. I would argue at least once a day. This is going to almost instantaneously start to pump up the fat burning process so that you can start to remove belly fat, remove those layers of fat that are covering the beautiful, sexy, lean abs that you already have, okay? Because a common misconception people have is, oh, I don't have abs, like they have to go to the store and like purchase them and then they'll have them like the iPhone X or whatever. No, you already have abs, okay? They are there. We just have to remove the layers of fat that are covering them. And so that is the exercise that I'm going to give you today, the number one exercise that you can do to help you reduce belly bloat and to remove belly fat. So we are going to go ahead and get into it. And if you guys are coming in, please feel free to leave me a comment and say what's up and say, hey, girl. Let me know how you're doing. As you can see, being a little Afrocentric today. Big shout out to Jenny with her brand and her clothing line, Kesho Couture. Check them out on Instagram, Kesho Couture, Kouture, I believe. They make really cute African-inspired wraps. They have cute clothing for kids, so bomb.com. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. So, number one exercise that needs to be done, in my opinion, every single day. But if you can't do it every single day, then at least as often as you can, is this one exercise. And this is an exercise that it's not really popular to a lot of people. A lot of people, they may or may not be familiar with it, but it's something that when they hear about it, they're like, oh, okay, very interesting. So it's something that, you know, very out of the norm of what people would think. And I asked people to share like what they thought the exercise was. Is it planks? Is it crunches? Well, here to tell you, none of those things. Okay, so that's a great thing. So here is what's up, what's up? Hey, Angela. Hey, Tasha, Ashley, how's it going? Jackie, how's it going, everybody? All right, so today we're talking about the number one exercise that you can do to burn belly fat and reduce belly bloat. So I'm going to show it to you right now. Okay, hope you guys are ready. All right, so follow me. Okay, so whether you're standing or you're sitting, here's what I want you to do. I want you to make sure your back is nice and straight. I want you to pull your shoulders back, okay? And I want you to do this. This is the exercise. You ready? Here we go. I want you to do this. Okay. Or if you need a little bit more inspiration, for this right here. Here's the exercise. 1 rep, 2 reps, 3 reps, 4, okay? 10 reps, okay? So hopefully you guys got the picture. If it's not clear enough, let me break it down for you. The number one exercise that you should be doing, I recommend every single day, if not as often as you can, is make better nutrition choices or incorporate healthier, more nutritious foods into your eating, okay? I know you hear it all the time, and for some of you, I probably sound like a broken record. I talk a lot about nutrition. As much as I love making workout videos that are fun, that are entertaining, that make you crave fitness, at the end of the day, abs are made in the kitchen. There's a reason why that saying exists, because it's absolutely 100% true. I see a lot of the emojis and stuff coming in. No, not stomach vacuums, but good guess. Okay, I think I lost the comments for a second. Okay, and we're back. So yes, I know I probably sound like a broken record, but honestly, and this is especially for my ladies, if I have men watching this live stream, that's okay. But for my ladies, honestly, this is one of the most crucial points for us as women, because number one, a lot of the reasons why women hold belly fat so easily and why it's so difficult for us to remove it is because, remember, our bodies are made to produce children, right? Now, whether or not you use your baby maker is a whole nother story, but by design, we are meant to reproduce. So because of that, we have a womb, right? And our womb needs to make sure that it has a certain number of nutrients, certain number of fat. And so genetically speaking, and then as far as just our composition as women, that is where we typically, not always, but typically will store the most fat. So if we want to remove it, nutrition for us ladies is going to be of the utmost importance, because if you are not keeping things as healthy and as nutritious on your plate as possible, I don't care how many planks you do, I don't care how many sit-ups or crunches that you do, at the end of the day, that fat is not going to go anywhere. It's going to go somewhere with this. Now I'm going to break it down. Nutrition is just one aspect of how to get rid of belly fat for good. And through the course of this live stream series, I'll talk to you guys more about some of the other aspects of burning belly fat that are important as well. But I want you to, first of all, put in your mind, nutrition is number one. We've got to get the nutrition on point before we can focus on any other direction, okay? Now, who here has seen The Wiz? Not The Wizard of Oz with Judy Garland, even though I love that movie too, but The Wiz with Diana Ross, Michael Jackson. Yes, The Wiz, The Wiz, The Wiz. So one of my favorite scenes from The Wiz, drop me an emoji in the comments if you've heard of The Wiz. You know what I'm talking about. I hope my comments are still coming in. Okay. Okay, yes, getting some whiz comments and good, okay. So one of my favorite scenes from The Wiz is a scene where they finally get to Emerald City. And it's just this beautiful music number with, you know, all of the different people who are living in Emerald City, and they're like going through these different stages and music numbers with colors, right? And so there's one particular scene, you know, in that scene where they say, you know, you've got to be seen green, right? And so like the whole theme for that particular section of the music number is green, and you've got to be seen mean and green and all that stuff. So that is our theme for today, folks. If you want to get lean, you have to eat green, baby. Just like in The Wiz, where they're walking around with all the green and they switch up with the lights and all that stuff. This is your decree. This is your message of the day. If you want to get lean, you've got to eat green, okay? So I specifically say green. Green is obviously not the only thing that you should be eating to help you reduce belly fat, but it's where I want to start because it's usually the place where people need a little bit more help and a little bit more focus and attention, right? So, hey, guys, what's going on? I see a couple of people are jumping on the live. So welcome. Today we are talking about the #1 exercise that you should be doing every single day to help you remove belly fat, to help you reduce belly bloat, so that you can reveal the beautiful, sexy abs that you already have. And I said that #1 exercise is making better healthy eating choices, or just eating more nutritious foods. One of those nutritious foods are green foods. If you want to be seen green and lean, you got to eat green, okay? So, first of all, I want to poll. It is Tuesday. I know yesterday was a holiday, so we won't count that. So let's just say, let's over the last 3 days, okay? Think about the last 3 days. If on average a person eats 3 meals a day, might be more, might be a little bit less, but on average, you know, if we wanted to say 3 meals a day is what people eat on average, think of the last 3 days. So in the last 3 days, if you have eaten 3 meals a day, if my math is correct, that should be 12 meals, okay? In those 12 meals, the last 12 meals that you have eaten, how many of those meals included something green? Okay. And no, I'm not talking about a green drink, which even though it probably was delicious, doesn't count for this example and for today's purposes. What's going on, guys? Welcome. When was the last time in the last 3 days or in the last 12 meals, when was the last time that you've eaten something green? Feel free to leave me a comment. You guys can post a number or a percentage or an average, and there's no shame, no judgment at all. This is just to kind of help you be a little bit more aware of the things that you're doing and how you can make some simple tweaks and changes that will help you with removing and releasing more belly fat. So let me hear from you guys in the comment section. Let me know in the last 12 meals or in the last 3 days, if we're averaging out 3 meals per day, could be a little bit more, a little bit less, but in the last 10 to 12 meals, how many of those meals had something green on them? In them, when was the last time that you actually ate something green? All right. Okay, so maybe 4. Okay, that's pretty decent. I'll go with that. I like that. Okay, I know some comments are coming in, so feel free to share or think about it like, okay, green peppers, that's really good too. I like it. Sometimes a salad. All right, so far we're getting some greens in, which is good, right? So if you're not eating any greens, then we know, hey, this is a good place for us to start, because this is going to be one of the most important tips to help you to reduce belly fat. Before doing any exercises, before doing any cardio, anything else, You want to focus on cleaning up your nutrition. And this is a part of how you do that, okay? So thank you guys so much for sharing. So one of the reasons why eating more greens leads to not only just belly fat loss, but just total fat loss in general, several reasons. I won't get into all of the reasons, but I'll share two major reasons why eating greens is pretty much like the biggest part of the equation when it comes to burning fat overall, but especially in your belly area. So the first reason is green foods, and I'll share a little bit more about the types of green foods a little bit later on this live, but overall, green foods, they're packed full of vitamins, they're packed full of nutrients that our body needs to function on the day-to-day. They're usually high in fiber, so that's helping with our digestive system. It's helping to clean out our liver, our colon, right? All of the different the organs that are inside of our body that need to function properly in order for us to not only just move and go through from day to day, but it also specifically leads to weight loss because green foods, scientifically speaking, if you want to take it to science, okay, scientifically speaking, are known to promote more fat-burning enzymes. They're known to help promote the process of burning more fat than eating other types of foods, okay? And we know what those types of foods are, or at least we can guess, right? Donuts for 10, anybody? So that's one of the first reasons, is that when you're eating these types of foods, you're fueling your body. You're giving your body the nutrients that it needs to operate on the day-to-day. You're making sure that you're cleaning your system out so that it's like functioning and running in a smooth system like it should be. But also it promotes more fat loss. It promotes the cycle of burning more fat more often than eating other types of foods, okay? So that's one of the biggest benefits of it. The second benefit of it, and this is what I really have learned to love and appreciate about eating greens, because eating greens was not something that I was about couple years ago, okay? Second thing that I really, really love about eating greens is that green foods are going to be much, 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 much lower in calories. So you can eat a higher volume of green foods, still feel full, still feel satiated, right? But you're not eating quite as much calories, and it helps prevent you from overeating, right? Eating in excess to where you're going over your calorie cap, and then you go into gaining weight, okay? So to give y'all a quick example, and I'm going through the comments, y'all. I'm gonna try to make sure I answer questions, so please stay at the end for Q&A, and I'll go through and answer questions as well. So hang in there with me. Okay, so to give you guys a quick example, take something like cucumber. Okay, I pulled out a cucumber, one of my favorite green foods to eat, right? Pretty much mostly water, but it's full of nutrients, vitamins, et cetera, et cetera. But take something like a cucumber. A cucumber might be 20 calories max, right? One whole cucumber, let's just say 25 to be fair on the generous side, okay? So one cucumber, 25 calories, all right? Compared to a burger. Now, as delicious as burgers are, and as much as I do love eating burgers, even a cheeseburger, like a small cheeseburger from McDonald's, is probably going to be somewhere between 500 to 1,000 calories or more. Let's just be honest. It's probably going to be higher than that. But for the sake of arguments, we'll just say a cheeseburger in this example is 500 calories, okay? One cucumber, 20 calories, okay? One cheeseburger, 500 calories, all right? And that cheeseburger is probably not going to be the biggest cheeseburger you've ever seen in your life, okay? So it's not going to be huge. It might keep you full for a little bit, but it's not going to be a full, complete meal, right? If you had fries and a drink and everything else, you're going into the thousands with the calorie count. So let's just keep it at cheeseburger, cucumber, okay? Since a cucumber is only 20 calories, right, it would take 25, estimated around 25 cucumbers for you to match the calorie count of eating one cheeseburger. Can you imagine eating 25 cucumbers right now? I don't care how hungry you are. When I get to cucumber number 7, I'm probably tapping out because that's a lot of food, right? Think about it, 25 cucumbers. If you count it out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. That's a lot of food, okay? So you can feel full on cucumbers, especially if you are eating 25 of them, okay? Let me tell you. So it might not seem like a lot of food with just you eating one cucumber, but the point that I'm trying to make is that when you're eating green foods, they're going to be much lower in calories. So you can eat a higher volume of food with green foods so that you get fuller, but guess what? You're not eating as much calories as you would be if you were eating something else. Okay, so I typically like to add green foods to as many meals as I can, especially if I know that I'm going to be particularly hungry, because that way it's going to fill my plate up. It's going to fill my belly up. It's going to be a higher volume of food overall, but the calorie count is going to be lower. And this is what you kind of want to achieve, because weight loss, fat loss is pretty much calories in versus calories out. You have to burn more than you're consuming. Once you get into a deficit, that's how you release fat, okay? And eating more green foods helps you to do that. Let me know if that makes sense, folks. I kind of threw a couple of concepts at you, so let me know if that is clicking for you all. We got a couple of questions. I'm going to just read them really quick. I drink a cup of celery juice every morning as well as life. Is that okay? So Toya, that is perfectly okay. And I'm not saying to only eat greens, okay? So let me make that very, very clear. This is not an only eat greens presentation. I definitely eat other types of foods, and I definitely do enjoy treat foods as well. So that is absolutely acceptable. Kudos to you, because I am not a big celery person, and so drinking a cup full of juiced celery is not something that I'm personally strong enough to do at this point. I make smoothies, and that is like where I'm at right now with my taste tolerance. But yes, that's perfectly fine. The point that I'm trying to make here is that if you really want to focus on leaning down, then you have to start incorporating more green foods into your eating. There's just no real way around it. It's not the only thing that you should be doing, but it is one of the most important parts. Nutrition overall is going to be your main focus, but to help you to get started, like if you're thinking, okay, how can I get started today doing something that's going to help me to eliminate belly fat? Get some green foods, eat some green foods, and you can eat more of them because they're lower in calories. They're much more nutrient dense, so you can get fuller off of them and stay fuller longer, because that's actually what your body it needs. So you stay fuller longer, helps you to prevent overeating or eating too many calories, so you stay in that deficit and you burn more fat. Is that making sense? Are you guys jiving with what I am saying? All right, cool. People are giving me some thumbs up. We're saying we are good. So, all right, what types of green foods should you eat? Really great question. Foods that are green. If you go to the produce section, there are a million of them. But some of my favorite types of green foods to eat: broccoli, asparagus, leafy greens like spinach, kale, arugula, lettuce, cucumbers, cilantro. Honestly, like, go to the produce section and just experiment, right? At least just go over there and see what's there. But those are just some of the basic ones that I like to eat. And, you know, I'm sure some people are like, okay, well, I don't really like eating vegetables like that, or, you know, doing the green thing. It's something that I can't really jive with when it comes to my meals and stuff like that. And I completely understand. Eating veggies, period, was something that was difficult for me. I actually struggled with a very serious junk food addiction a couple of years ago. So I was like, oh, I'm an instructor and let's work out, but then would leave class and go to Taco Bell and buy the whole menu. Not that there's anything wrong with eating Taco Bell, but I wasn't eating anything healthy. I wasn't eating anything with better nutrients. So my body was like, come on, girl, give us something. So that's why I know, not only as a coach, but from personal experience, how important it is to have a balanced eating plan or nutrition plan, lifestyle, whatever you want to call it, with your exercise. Because if one is kind of lacking in the other direction, you're going to feel that lack of balance, right? You're going to feel off kilter. So if you need a good direction, a good place to start, eat more green foods. Again, broccoli, kale, asparagus, cucumbers, leafy greens like spinach, arugula, lettuce, cilantro. All of those different things are a really great place to start. And I've even got some tips for y'all on how to make veggies, particularly green veggies, more tasty, because the struggle was all the way real for me when it came to eating more green foods. And even still, I have my days where I'm like, if I gotta eat one more salad, no, I'm playing. I actually really love my salads. And that's one of the tips. It's just like when you're eating healthy foods in general, but specifically with green foods, you do not have to make eating them sad and boring and depressing and like blah, okay? You can enjoy eating these foods. And I'm gonna give you some specific examples in a moment, but just overall, folks, like try as best as you can to figure out how you can make it more enjoyable, how you can make it more fun, like just how you try to make your workouts more fun and enjoyable. Try to do the same thing for eating. And I'm going to give you some tips on how you can do that. So first of all, if you feel like you're really kind of brand spanking new to eating more green foods, then here's my biggest recommendation, is to just start adding them to foods that you're already eating. So for example, with the burger, example that I talked about earlier, let's say we choose the burger, but let's pack that burger with a lot of lettuce. Maybe we choose spinach over lettuce. Maybe we're going to put some tomatoes in there or some mushrooms or whatever, right? Like try to figure out where you can just start to add more vegetables to the foods that you're already eating, okay? I also like adding them to smoothies. So somebody mentioned earlier that they like to juice, or that they, asked about juicing celery. That's perfectly fine. If you have a juicer or a blender, take some green leafy foods, take some green foods like a cucumber or some kale or some spinach, drop them bad boys in. I like to add some fruit as well to just try to make it sweet, because taste is a huge thing for me. If it doesn't taste good, I don't really like to eat it. So I'll try to add in a couple pieces of fruit or a piece of fruit to just make it taste sweeter, and a couple of other things too as well. But that's another place where you can kind of sneak veggies in. So you don't really taste it when you drink it, but you're getting them in some way. Also, soups and stews are another great way that you can add some more veggies into your eating. I love making soups and stews because I can just throw a bunch of veggies in a pot, add some water, a little bit of coconut milk, some seasonings, and then just let it simmer. And bam, I have food for the whole week, and I'm getting in more veggies than I probably normally would if I was eating independent of that. So blending smoothies or juices, drinking those, and eating soups and stews, like those are really great ways for you to add more green foods into your eating as well, okay? And then going back to making eating green and just eating healthier, more fun and enjoyable, seasonings, guys. Taste is everything. Know your seasonings, right? So that's one of the things about me. Like, my food has to taste good for me to eat it. I don't like eating bland, sorry, sad foods, okay? So even with my salads, like I'm not gonna go to McDonald's and get their little, whack, poor woe is me salad that has one shred of carrot on it, and it's just all lettuce. Like, I like to make sure that my food tastes good, that it's hearty, that it's wholesome, it has a lot of nutrients, but it's also delicious, right? So use your seasonings. Feel free to add in, like, some of my favorite seasonings: cayenne pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, ginger, turmeric, Italian seasonings like basil and oregano, herbs, spices, a lot of those things, paprika, cumin, I can never remember how to pronounce that, that seasoning, but all of that to say, like, spices, herbs, those help to make your foods taste more delicious. So I don't care what it is you're eating, just adding it to your foods, it's going to help with the overall taste factor. Okay. So if that's like one of your biggest things, which it is for me, get creative with seasonings, right? Try different things. Feel free to reach out and, go to Pinterest or go to Google and find different recipes, but you can make your food taste good and it can still be healthy at the same time, even if you are eating something that's just green, right? Sometimes I'll eat this with hummus, or I'll put a little bit of Italian dressing and kind of eat it like it's a pickle. You know what I mean? So like, just be open to being more creative with those ideas when it comes to eating more green foods, okay? So that is the fix of it, folks. Thank you all for tuning in. This is one of the first of this live stream series. I will be going on live tomorrow around the same time, 3:30 p.m. And tomorrow's live will be, let me just pull it out. So the top reasons why you can't get rid of belly fat no matter what you do, okay, and why losing belly fat is so difficult. So that's what I'll be talking about tomorrow. Some of the reasons why you might actually be having a difficult time releasing belly fat and what you can do about it. So if you guys aren't able to come in live, but I hope you are, but if you aren't able to come in live, you can catch it on the replay. Let me know, guys, if this was helpful at all. I'm going to open it up to Q&A in just a few moments, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys got something out of today's live stream. Overall, if you want to get lean, you got to eat green. You got to eat more vegetables. And the number one exercise that we should be doing every single day before crunches, before planks, before Russian twists, before sit-ups is we got to start eating healthier, more nutritious foods. This is the most important step, folks. We have other steps that we'll go through during the series, but this is the most important one. This is the number one thing that you have to at least think about, right? If you're not thinking about it, if you're not even putting it on the table, that belly fat's not going to go anywhere, okay? And that's both from experience and working with hundreds of clients who have seen incredible results, who have lost anywhere from 10 pounds all the way up to 80 pounds, almost 100 pounds. So I know this works. This is tried and tested and true. So please jump on the nutrition bandwagon and just start making as many healthier choices as you possibly can, okay? All right, so if you guys have questions, let me know, and you can post your questions in the comments. I'm just gonna scroll through and see if you've had any questions. So I answered the question about juicing in the mornings, which was great. And yep, that 80% food group is super important. Okay. All right, so Sheila says she has an issue with her heel, so she can't work out on it. Some non-weight bearing exercises. I'm assuming you mean non-weight bearing on your heel. Sheila, if you're still on, you feel free to clarify. But yeah, for sure, if you have any type of injuries or if there's, certain parts of your body that you feel discomfort, then you definitely want to make sure you modify your workouts as much as you can. If it's in your heel, then I would say, focus on doing workouts where you're working your upper body or where you're getting a good cardio burn without necessarily having to be up on your feet. And there's a lot of things that you can do for that. But overall, I also want, to reiterate too, like if you have injuries or discomfort in any certain areas, you want to try to address that as much as you can. So whether that's going to therapy or getting it massaged or treated or letting it heal, like maybe not working out until it's fully healed. Whatever the situation might be, you want to try to address that, because if it's impairing you from working out or being physically active, something you want to address, okay? Great question. All right. Are green fruits as beneficial as green veggies? Great question, Ashley. So All right, so I'll say this. When you're weighing out fruits and veggies, typically veggies are going to be a lot lower in calories and a lot lower in sugar. So that's just what you want to think about. They're both would be considered carbs in a sense. So your body is going to eventually turn them into sugar for energy or fuel. But just on a base level, right, if you're talking about nutritional value, veggies are going to be much more higher in fiber. They're going to be a lot lower in sugars, much lower in calories than fruits. So you can still enjoy green fruits, but I think when you're talking about like green veggies, it doesn't quite translate the same as green fruits. You can just eat fruits in general. Like that's a better option overall. But when it comes to like actual calorie count and, you know, being able to eat a higher volume of it, veggies is where you want to lead to a little bit more. But you can still, of course, incorporate fruit into your eating as well. Okay. And Toya said she did a vegetable detox soup today. That sounds really good. Good job, Toya. All right. Is it necessary to eat organic? Ooh, y'all are bringing some good questions. So, okay. I, of course, always will recommend you eat organic over non-organic foods just because, unfortunately, the way foods are processed, it's not the healthiest thing in the world if you're not eating organic all the time. But I would rather you still eat fruits and vegetables. I would rather you still focus on like getting those foods into your eating if you don't have access to organic foods, or if for whatever reason you just feel like, okay, I can't put the money into eating organic food right now. But I will say that when you can make the choice to go organic, choose organic foods because they're less processed, they have less pesticides, less chemicals, so it's going to be a healthier choice for you overall. But that's not to say that you shouldn't eat foods that are not organic, especially if you don't have access to organic foods, or maybe right now you can't afford organic foods. Just try to eat as many of those green foods and those healthier options as you can. And when you can choose organic, okay? It's a great question. Alrighty, any more questions from anyone? I'm gonna give it a few more minutes. Feel free to drop it below. Super excited, y'all. You know I love you guys, and I hope you know how much I love you guys. I spent the majority of my weekend and majority of yesterday, which is my day off, editing videos. I have new videos that are going to be on the channel very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'm excited to share those with you all. So in your opinion, canned or frozen veggies? Canned or frozen veggies? So there really isn't a difference in nutritional value between frozen foods or frozen veggies and fruits and non-frozen veggies and fruits, right? Like I actually prefer buying most of my foods frozen, like my frozen broccoli, or like if I'm, buying certain vegetables, I'll get them frozen, or I'll get like frozen fruit that I use for my smoothies. I actually prefer to do that option because they last a little bit longer, and I can buy them in bulk and I can keep them in my freezer and then like pull them out when I'm ready to use them, versus feeling that pressure to eat them quickly, because when they're in the fridge, they spoil a lot faster. So I prefer, eating frozen veggies and some frozen fruits over, non-frozen fruits or veggies. Now, when it comes to canned foods, you really have to be careful. I would opt for, eating foods that are fresh or frozen before going to canned, only because when they're in a can, there's going to be more preservatives like salts or just other ingredients that can typically add to the calorie count, and that can add to belly bloat. So you just have to be cautious about what they're using to preserve the foods to make sure that it can stay and have a shelf life of 10 years, because they're putting something extra in there outside of just the veggies. When it's frozen fruits and frozen veggies, that's it. They're not putting anything on it. They're just literally freezing it. But when you have it in a can, they're adding something to it so that it can stay fresh and stay good for you to eat for a long time. And that's usually where you kind of want to just be a little bit more cautious about that, okay? But great, great, great question. Okay. Cool. I hope that I got everybody's questions. If not, still post a comment below and I'll try to come back through later and answer people's questions. But thank you guys so much for tuning into the live. Again, if you guys are able to, come and join me here tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to be sharing the top reasons why you can't seem to get rid of the stubborn belly fat no matter what you do and how to fix it, okay? Thanks, guys, for tuning in. I will check you guys on the next live. And please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can stay updated on future lives and all of my future videos. See you later. Bye.